I've had issues with Lyme disease for 23 years. I've had some kind of minor symptoms off and on, but every 5 years I'd have some strange neurological conditions that were misdiagnosed. Moments where I was almost like paralyzed for a couple minutes, and then it would go away. It got to the point where I had to miss some work over it, misdiagnosed with cysts in my spinal cord, vestibular neuritis. It'd be about every 5 years some strange thing would come up. And then 2 years ago, my life completely changed. I became severely ill, ended up in a hospital. When I woke up, I wasn't able to feel the left side of my body very well. Didn't really feel fully awake, lost all my energy. I'm sleeping 16, 20 hours a day. I've had heavy ringing in my ears, blurry vision, dizziness. I've lost consciousness several times in the last 2 years. A lot of times I'll be losing where I'm at in the middle of a sentence, trying to struggle to find words to say when explaining myself. I've pretty much lost all ability to read in the last 2 years. I found a really brilliant MD in natural medicine about a year and a half ago. She's the one that discovered that I have Lyme disease in my system. I was previously treated with doxycycline in 2010, and then told by my doctor at that time that I never had Lyme's. He believed I had rheumatoid arthritis, then it was fibromyalgia. I got bit 23 years ago, and I found the tick the day I got bit, and I actually had the bullseye rash that most people, or a lot of people, don't have. And I tried to get treatment that day, and they refused to treat me. There's this misconception out there that you need to have a tick attached for up to 36 hours to transmit Lyme disease. It's absolutely not the case. I'm an example of it myself. I've been through 23 years of battle because of that. And I know as of right now, there's a lot of doctors to this day that are still not treating people that are getting bit immediately after they find the tick. My current natural medicine doctor put me on 3 different herbal protocols to treat me for Lyme disease. None of them were working, which was kind of a mystery to me. So I started doing my own research, and I found 2 different protocols to try on my own. So there was 5 different protocols I tried that did not work at all. And I was told by somebody at work that there was this thing called phage therapy that was used overseas, and there was a facility in the United States that administered that. So that's where I did my research and came across Biologix online and thought I'd give it a shot. When I ran it by my MD, my natural medicine MD, she was well aware of it. She's like, it's not something I hear about going on around here, but I know it's big over by Europe. And she goes, and I know it works. She was very excited for me to come down here and get treatment. I was very excited when I first found out from Biologix that before I even walked in the door, they do extensive, in-depth blood tests. I was happy they were going to really dig deep into this. And then when I got here, I kind of assumed you just get the phage therapy and everything just magically goes away. And Dr. Farney sat down with me on the first day, did a really good one-on-one. He was extremely honest about everything, about my outlook. And he told me it's basically like a chess match when you're in a serious case like I have. He found several issues with organs not functioning right. And then when I went into therapy with the massage therapist, she was working on lymph massage, and we are very convinced she found a major blockage in my lymphatic system. I believe this goes back 2 years ago to when I became extremely sick. Once she released that, and he began detoxing a mold issue that I didn't know about, on my 5th day when I woke up, I felt like a totally different person. I had a typical 8 hours a night of sleep like a normal human being, and I woke up with energy that I don't remember having because it's been so many years. It was unbelievable. I noticed driving around too, my blurry vision was completely gone. I couldn't believe how clear the street signs were. It was absolutely amazing. And when I heard deep tissue massage, I've had them before. And I come in here, and that was not a deep tissue massage. I mean, she is brilliant. I mean, she is smarter than a lot of the doctors I dealt with, and it was all lymphatic. It was sitting here working on your lymphatic system, and it's like nothing I was familiar with at all. And I'm absolutely convinced she did that on my 2nd day, that's what turned things around. And I think that no treatment I ever would have taken would work until that was addressed. Like my body was not getting rid of waste and detoxing. It was just unbelievable. I had totally had the wrong mindset. It's like, give me my phage, it'll magically disappear like Western medicine pills do, you know? That's the way we're taught. And it's like nothing was gonna work until she gave me that, open up that lymphatic flow. I made a huge turnaround on day 5 after phage therapy for mold. And I really think the overlooked therapy in the clinic itself is what turned me around. And then once Dr. Farney explained to me he had to get all my organs functioning correctly and get the mold detox before we continue ahead to go after my Lyme disease issues. And I think all of his decisions were absolutely the right call. It's very nice to have a doctor that doesn't just come in and talk to you for 5 minutes, kind of at times seem like they have an ego and don't really listen to you. He basically sat down with me for 45 minutes to an hour and reevaluated my treatment every single day I was here. And I think that's absolutely huge. And I'm very happy to come to Biologix and get treated that way. Another thing too is I regained my ability to read again while I was here, which is huge. It's something that's affected me at work, and I've actually done some outdoor writing professionally on the side, and it's become impossible to write when you can't read. To me, all I read and all I saw was phage, and the therapies are completely overlooked. I mean, it's 5 to 6 hours a day of therapy. It's pretty amazing. And I think everybody has a unique situation, and they treat everybody custom to their illness. And I think it's pretty neat that they will focus on certain therapies just to help you regain your function of your organs and detox properly. They have a therapy here called ST8 that has 4 different methods inside of it that helps the lymphatic system drain. The ST8 involves 100% oxygen for 10 minutes, and then you have these 4 devices on your body located at different areas of your lymphatic system. And they change it every day to help improve the movement of your flow every day. Also impressed with, in combination with the blood test, is when you walk in here, they do their unique CRT test, where they are able to compare blood test results to their test results and find if organs are not functioning correctly. And it was a big surprise to me that I had multiple organs not functioning correctly. And then combined with the massage therapy here, she found issues with lymphatic flow and poor blood circulation. And I believe the lymphatic blockage that she opened back up is what allowed my treatment to go forward and continue. I also believe the lymphatic drain therapy session they do here on their device was a huge part in my case of allowing the phage therapy to work with it and heal. They also gave me IV therapy as well, which Dr. Farney told me substantially increases the chance of the phage therapy being successful. The place is legit, I can tell you that. I mean, I love that Dr. Farney on day 1 was just so honest with me. And it's very clear to me he gave 100%. And he was definitely looking out for me and doing his best to make me better. And then another thing I'd like to talk about is the staff here is absolutely amazing. They're the kindest, most caring people I've ever met. They're absolutely unbelievable. I feel very optimistic. The energy level hasn't really changed ever since that day. I finished off my final week of treatment very energetic every day, and I'm resting like a normal human being again. I'm looking forward to going back home and going back to work and having the energy to do my job and not be sleeping 20 hours a day and getting my things done at home again. And I believe I'm going to get better and better as this phage works through my system and clears out, completely clears out what I've been dealing with. I think I'm going to continue to improve. Dr. Farney sent me home with a about 60 days worth of self-treatment at home as well, and he will be following up with me, which I think is really neat. So the treatment doesn't stop after the clinic. It will continue at home and continue to improve to the point where my body will just heal itself and I won't have to come in and get treatment anymore. I think when you have a serious level of illness like I had, it's definitely a good idea to check out specialty medicine like they offer here. Sad thing is, probably can't say this on camera, but you spend more in a hospital in one night stay without treatment than you do here in 2 weeks. Because I did it 2 years ago and I ended up in the ER. They misdiagnosed everything, and it was a joke. For 3 hours, they charged me $13,000, and I was out of network because I was out of the area working. So then I got horrible coverage from my insurance, so I got stuck with most of that bill.